Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center, man. As you can see by the title, man, if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming you clicked on this video for the title of the video, which is, do I think the Chiefs can be the first team in NFL history to three-peat? So I'm probably going to end up doing another part to this video because it might be something that I might come up with later on down the line that I might not been able to get to in this specific video, but I'm gonna cover what I can cover right now. So I was gonna go make this video. I got the notebook right there, and I was gonna kind of write down my reasons up to why I believe that Kansas City can three-peat. Now, do I believe Kansas City can three-peat? Yes. Is it gonna be difficult? Absolutely. To win one championship in the NFL or when whatever you're doing, to win the most ultimate accomplishment in whatever field you're in, it takes work. It's not going to come easy. And let alone to say that you've done it 2 times in a row, that right there already makes it hard. Well, I mean, that right there is hard to do. It's a lot of teams that hasn't done it. It's not a very big list of teams who have won back-to-back Super Bowls because from the words of the GOAT, Tom Brady, I heard him and he was just saying that once he was able to remove himself from the game and look at it more so from a spectator broadcasting standpoint, he was like, a lot of things have to go right in order for you to win championships, which it really does. Now, this is kind of what I want to touch on briefly, right? Now, I'm a Patrick Mahomes fan, and this might seem as if I'm a fanboy, but I'm just saying spade to spade. When a guy is that guy, you got to give him his credit for it, regardless if you like him or not. So here's my thing. So I just look at, coming out of college, I never really knew who Patrick Mahomes was, honestly. Like, I did not. My first time ever seeing Patrick Mahomes was in the NFL. So I never had any backstory to him, right? So you take him, his first year starting, he comes out 50 passing touchdowns, and has a phenomenal year, right? Most people looking at it as if, okay, he's with the Chiefs. The Chiefs was already a good team with Alex Smith, right? True enough. They already had Andy Reid. They already had Tyreek Hill. They already had Kelso. They had a lot of things in play. They just hadn't actually got it, really rolling, up until Mahomes comes. So Mahomes comes, he starts taking the league by storm. Everybody's looking at the no-look passes. Everybody's looking at the deep bombs. And that was the thing at first. If you can stop Kansas City from going deep, you beat them. So I want to say maybe 2 seasons ago, don't quote me, 2 seasons ago, maybe even 3 seasons ago, the Kansas City Chiefs, they started the season off slow because a lot of teams was able to remove the deep threat and minimize it to where it wasn't how it was when they first started. So everybody was saying that, well, they got them figured out, it's over with. But guess what? Mahomes was able to make those adjustments, not just Mahomes, but the coaching staff, the team as a whole, but as a quarterback, more so Mahomes. And Mahomes was like, he had to understand that when he was going up against that, he was playing right into whatever the defensive game plan was that we think that you are a live and die by the deep ball type of player. So guess what? We're going to take away the deep ball, but we know that you want that. So at some point, you're going to take them shots and we're going to capitalize on it. That's what we're here to do, right? So as a quarterback, mentally, you have to say, okay, and even the coaching too, but as a quarterback, you have to say, okay, this is what we have made a living off of, but they're not allowing us to do that. So what do I do now? I take what the defense is giving me. So if the defense is only giving me 3 yards here, 3 yards there, 3 yards there, that's a first down. If it's taking me 12 or 13 plays to go down and score 7 points opposed to taking 2 or 3 plays, then at the end of the day, as long as points are being put up, what does it matter? So he was able to make an adjustment, and I seen an interview, and he was talking about that, and he was just saying that the way that the season started off and how he had to make adjustments made him a better quarterback. So he was able to overcome that, right? Fast forward, everybody's saying, oh, if he loses Tyreek Hill, Mahomes ain't going to be nobody. He loses Tyreek Hill. He goes on to have the best season of his career, even with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill did the same thing going to Miami. But he was able to what? Once again, win without Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? So even fast forwarding into this past season, they started off slow once again, losing the opening games to Detroit Lions at Arrowhead. They had a lot of people kind of, on edge. My thing is this. I knew that they were going to be able to make the adjustments because the thing is with Mahomes, and this is what separates greatness from good. So when you look at Brady, look at how Brady, he done won 7 Super Bowl rings, then went to, several as well. But you look at every year, Brady came out and it was always getting better. I have to get better. So regardless of what I won, I'm a be in that moment present just because I want to be able to experience this with my team and with the people who supported me. But guess what? Once it's over, now it's moving forward. Now we're not looking back towards last year for the championship. We're looking forward. It's a quote, always forward, never backwards. It's okay to look back and reflect and be appreciative, but then you also have to push forward and start working towards whatever the goal is now. So with Kansas City, I think that from the team, from the players, to the coaching staff and to the front office, I think that they're all collectively on the same page. You look at, everybody was saying that Chris Jones wasn't going to re-sign with Kansas City, and it was over with. They got the deal done with Chris Jones. You look at when Mahomes first originally signed for all this money, Mahomes started taking contract reductions, you know what I mean, in order to bring people and put people around him, because it takes talent, it takes people to be able to win. Brady showed you that with taking those friendly contracts over the years. But I say all that to get to this point is that I look at Mahomes, and I'm not comparing him, guys. Please do not take this out of context. I look at Mahomes with the Brady, the Mannings, the Breezes, the guys that no matter how much accomplishments that they achieved, it was always to reach that next level. The same thing if you go to basketball, LeBron, Mike, Kobe, no matter how much success these guys had, they wanted to just keep pushing. So I say that to say this. Patrick Mahomes is the leader of that team. He's the captain of that team. So everything operates around this guy. So when you got your best player like Mahomes working hard, sacrificing, being focused, being committed, 100%, even with everything that he's obtained to this point, it gives off a certain energy around the locker room, and everybody can feed off of that, because it's hard for you to come in and give minimal effort when you got the best player on our team, the most important player on our team, giving 100% effort every day. And this is not nothing that I'm just making up. His body of work over all these years show you that. So I believe truthfully that they have the mentality, because that's the most important thing out of all of this. Like if you know me, I always talk about that it's the mentality. So if you go back to the Miami Heat, and I know I'm kind of jumping around, but I'm just trying to get you. I'm trying to give you guys a picture of what I have in my head. So you go back to the Miami Heat, right? Look at the Miami Heat from last year's finals. From last year, they came in as the number 8 seed, and I'm talking about went from number 8 all the way up into the number 1 to get to the finals, and even won a game on Denver. When you look at that roster, that wasn't a talented roster. They didn't have the best players in the NBA at all. Actually, I don't think they had any All Pros on their team. Might have been Jimmy Butler. That might have been it. You see what I'm saying? So it shows you that at some point talent can only get you so far. So it's here. Even when you look at Kansas City, nothing about them other than Mahomes and Travis Kelce it stands out. You might say Isaiah Pacheco now, but I'm talking about this is what we've known over him for these 2 years since he's been with them. He didn't come into the league as a highly sought out player. He didn't come into the league as a top draft pick. You know what I mean? Like, so it comes down to the mentality. These guys have tasted victory, not once, some of them not once, some of them not twice, but, they've tasted the victory before. They know what it's like to hold that Lombardi trophy up. You know what I mean? So you got the culture of that floating around on top of having Andy Reid, on top of having still Steve Spagnuolo on the defensive side. You might have lost, what's my guy named L'Jarius Sneed, who had one of the best seasons last year, but next man up, next man behind, next man up. One man leave, you fill in that place. You don't just, we abandon ship. No, next person in, you fill in the place, and you still got the defensive mind who can make those adjustments around losing what he lost in terms of L'Jarius Sneed. So I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm just trying to give you guys my opinion of it. And I do believe that it's possible. Kansas City most definitely has it. Now, we always got to take into consideration as well that it is the game of football. Unfortunately, One of the reasons why we love the game is also one of the reasons why, sometimes you can kind of be upset with the game in terms of the injuries. We like to see big hits. We like to see nice tackles, but that all comes with a price. You know what I mean? So you got to take into consideration how healthy are they going to be. And I was looking at, I'm not quite sure if that was James Jones. It might have been Bart Smith. I think it might have been Bart Smith. They was talking about Kansas City, and he was like, I think that one of the real MVPs in Kansas City whole run since Mahomes has been their training staff, in terms of like their trainers and stuff, because it's very hard in football to stay healthy. And for the most part, you're never going to be 100% healthy, but they're able to keep their players healthy enough to keep them on the field, and not only just have them on the field, but have them on the field being able to produce. Look at what happened to Mahomes. He go down last year against Jacksonville and got to, be copacetic up until you get to the no, that was the year before. I take that back. That was the year before. Yeah, so when he got hurt. So you got to be copacetic. So they played a very big part in the Chiefs' overall success. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do believe so, but obviously it's going to come with work. You know what I mean? It's not going to come easy. It's not going to be handed to them. You got guys that's coming. You got teams that feel like they want to be where Kansas City at. You got to think about, you got the Texans that's coming up. You know what I mean? You got to think about, you got Baltimore, who's been so close over the last few years and haven't been able to get there. You got Cincinnati, who's been able to get there once and who has been very consistent with beating Patrick Mahomes. So you got to bring that into consideration. And then not only that, then you got to consider if they do get there, who they might end up having to play. So all of that is a very important factor. But overall, do I think that they have the team possible? Absolutely. I do believe so. You got the best player in the league, Patrick Mahomes, which is your captain of your team. And with the mentality and the work ethic that he has, that's infectious. You know what I mean? So that right there is what separates him from a lot of other quarterbacks in the league, because a lot of them doesn't have that constant determination to get better. Like, God, we have to be able to salute these guys like the Bradys, the Mannings, the Breezes, the Mahomes, the guys that, that pour so much into this game, and, it takes a lot, man. So we have to be appreciative of these guys, and, be appreciative of how much time they pour into this, man, because there's a lot of time spent in this, from actual physically training, from the mental training in terms of watching film study, from, always thinking about how can I get better, always thinking about, possible contract reductions to be able to put people around you. So these are the things that, I think that we should admire while we have them, just because it's not a lot of players that's going to have that type of mentality. But overall, as you guys can tell, I do believe so. I don't want to just keep, talking you guys to death. So I'm going to go ahead and end it on that note. But like I did say, it might be some things that, and then too, they did make some good moves in terms of signings. They signed Hollywood Brown. That's going to be a good addition to pull in. And then they just drafted a guy out the draft. I forgot his name, a speedster guy. So that's going to be a big addition added on to Kansas City. They still got McCole Hardman. Obviously they still got Travis Kelce. So they got the team there. It's just just trying to make sure you can stay copacetic in terms of the health, and in terms of, being able to make adjustments if adjustments are needed, which 9 times out of 10 is going to be it's going to be needed. That's what hurts a lot of teams that's not able to consistently win or dominate, because they're not able to make adjustments. You know what I mean? But if you guys did enjoy this video, man, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, it's your first time watching one of my videos, man, I got a lot more stuff coming, not just football, but right now we focus heavily on football, but I got a lot more stuff coming you guys' way. So, man, make sure you subscribe. When you subscribe, click that post notification bell where you be notified on all things Rob Sports Center, man, because just like First Take, just like FS1, just like Colin Hurd, all these guys, man, I'm coming with these videos back to back, man. So stay tuned, and you want to make sure you stay tuned, and you want to make sure that you do not miss an upload, man, because I got them coming back to back, man. I appreciate everybody who watched my videos and support me. I'll see y'all in the next video.